everybody. This is Container Chick coming to you live from the ground. Not like that. I hope everybody's well. And let's talk. Okay, so there's this case out there where this young lady goes to on vacation with her so-called friends, right? And she is now deceased. I don't remember her last name, but I know the first name is Shanquella, I believe it is. And I heard this story. The young lady lived in Charlotte, and I heard this story, and immediately I began to cry. Now, crying is not always tears flowing, yelling from the mouth, or that sort of thing. It's crying, your heart can cry. And my heart started crying because this could happen to any of our children. And as a mom of a 24-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they've had so-called friends who were actually jealous of them, this could happen to anybody. I'm not even going to name my kids in that scenario. However, this could happen, right? And this young lady goes to Mexico with some so-called friends, or under the creation of this new word called frenemies, right? And she winds up deceased. And they come back home with her things and call the parents beforehand, or whatever, however the situation, envelopes. However, I am so upset because, our young people haven't, well, when I was younger, we had the opportunity to travel with our friends. We were a little bit older and had jobs full time in the year one, right? And we still had this thing, this thing of ride or die. I don't know what they call it now, but my brother, I have a brother who lives nearby, and he and I were talking one day, and he's like, sis, I don't know, like I was telling him some things about my late, right? And so he says, yeah, sis, I don't know what it is about people from Essex County. So I was like, what do you mean? So he was about to get married to his current, and he said, yeah, he says, they're some of the most selfish sons on the planet. I was like, oh, you think so? He's like, yeah, I do. He said, with us, where we're from, when you rep your people, you rep your people. Like, you don't, if you're from uptown and somebody from downtown has a beef or a situation or has something bad to say about someone from uptown and you know them, you say, no, that's my brother. We're from uptown. I got your back. I got to speak, even if the person is foul, you're just like, you know what? Yeah, I know that, but please keep that to yourself, right? If we know the person isn't foul and they're closer to us, it's like, yo, hold on. That's my da-da-da-da-da, right? And we can't have this conversation, no matter what your beef was, what you had, the problem is, blah, blah, blah. You and I can't have this conversation about my brother or my sister. So you let people know you represent uptown or downtown, wherever you're from. He said, these people in Essex County, New Jersey, they about themselves and could be married to you. I said, yeah, I know. Now, my late was from Essex County, New Jersey, and his new current is from Essex County, New Jersey. He said that she exhibit those same selfish qualities of not having your back but taking everything you get, and they don't back each other, and how think their family was in disarray because they wouldn't back each other. I said, well, is this a familial thing? Like, we know how our brother David is. Like, you are not gonna sit here and say he's up there with Jesus in them, but we know that's our brother. That's still our brother. Yeah, David, you did wrong, but you're my brother, and we can't have this, on both sides. We'll tell him privately, but we just not going to knock back him and stab him in the back with the rest of the stabs. These people from Essex County, they are not loyal. How about that? And so that's what he was saying, and I don't know what happened with them, but when he said it, I was like, yeah. I said, that was my entire marriage. No matter what you did, what you gave, how much of yourself you included, these mothers would not back you. And these two don't know each other, and they're not related. So it's like, okay, fine. He was like, there's no loyalty to these people from Essex County. I'm from Hudson County. It's a different county, and it's a whole long story, a lot of cities. But Hudson County, folks, yo, that's so-and-so from uptown. Sister, brother, so-and-so and so. You all right? Not even if they didn't intervene 100%. It wasn't like, oh, well, I know you so-and-so. Well, I thought you'd find out on your own. This is spouses. Our spouses said stuff like this. You know, my husband quick to tell you, oh, I thought you'd find it on your own. No, you ain't nothing, dude. And I'm going to make this about him. But it's about him. Because these kids, these young people, went down to Cabo. And they killed their friend. Now, one of them was supposed to be a ride or die of hers because she knew him since grade school. Right? And then there were the other people. And there's a video where this young lady is naked. And she's being beaten, and people are filming it. I don't care if she wasn't my ride or die. I'm not sitting here filming this murder, okay? Because that's what eventually happened, a murder. They murdered her. Yes, I said it. Don't try to spin this, and now all of them are starting to scramble, talking about, see, the internet is good all the time. Because you know what? People started posting their names, their cell phone numbers, their addresses, where they live, and things about them, and where they work, and what they do, because you need to be outed. And now you're taking down pages and Twitters and whatever it is you tweet, I don't know, because you're trying to cover yourself. All of y'all should go to jail in Mexico where you committed the crime. And people, oh, the Mexican authorities are saying there's no crime. Poor girl's back, her spine and her neck was broken. Both places. There are two different places on you. Your spine and your neck. How do you break someone's spine and their neck? And the rest of y'all standing there filming it. And her ride or die was not destroyed. Because I'm getting in that. And I'm 100. You ain't about to do that to my people. No. Okay? I don't care if it's my neighbor and they having some big blowdown. I'm going to stand there and I'm going to watch. But when it comes down to what's up, we have something in common here. But not everybody's loyal. Speaking of neighbors. Okay? We have a new neighbor who says one thing and does another. Guess what? Me and the other neighbor, we just took notes. That's it. Because you're not a man of your word. And we're good. I'm good. I know they're good too. Because I've known them a long time. And I've done stuff with them. And I go down on character. And one of the things I did with them was there's a tree in our backyards. And they park in the backyard. I don't. And that tree is kind of, we don't know. I didn't look at the property papers. But we trimmed that tree and we cut it down twice. They preserved their cars. I preserved my roof. And we split down the middle of the course. They don't give me a dime. I don't give them a dime. But when the tree man comes, we hand him naughty. How about that? I hand him my 7. You hand him your 7. We're good. Okay? Ain't no, we made one mistake by doing it cash instead of any other way, because if he gave us the discount, he can't give us a receipt. Won't put it on his books. The problem with that is if it had gone awry, then we can't go to our insurance companies. We have proof we gave him money. So next time we're paying the tax. I meant to do this, but hopefully we won't have to deal with this next year. We had to deal with it once, and then we had to deal with it last year. During COVID, maybe. But with that being said, I digress. You don't do that. Like, even if these are not your people, you don't have to run down and take a bullet for everyone. However, there's something called, character. And character says y'all can fly down to Cabo or anywhere and a person dies in your group. I would be so distraught. Now, the irony for me personally is that two things. I had gone to Central America the 30th of October. This happened to this young lady on the 28th. So I had no way of knowing that this was happening or had happened. And I went alone, okay? She went with people and she didn't come back alive. I traveled alone. And many people travel alone. Men, women, families. I met during my travels a woman and her sister. And then they were with, they knew a family that was there celebrating one of theirs 50th birthday. And the other one, and the girl's parents were there, her husband was there, her 2 kids, her cousin was there with her husband and her son, and we hung out. Then I met 4 other men. After they left, I met 4 men from New York, because you need people from all over the place. Those people were from Texas and Los Angeles. I met 4 guys from New York, and one of them was at the pool, And he's like, come, I'll give you a free drink. I said, everything's included here. What are you talking about? We started talking, and I was like, I saw you guys and look like you're irritated. This dude with the big afro. And he's like, oh, he's always irritated. That's my best friend. He's like, okay, cool. He says, well, who's with who? Who's with whom? And he told me his boyfriend was upstairs. So I hung out with them for a little bit, and they were cool. And we were talking, and I said to them, you know, there's no chance of me getting raped, okay? He's like, no, we're definitely not interested. And he said, but know that when you were out with us, we are still men. We got you. That's what they said. They said this from a familyhood of me being from New Jersey and them being from New York, and the two states are close. And I just met them, okay? And I felt it. And it wasn't a thing where I had to worry. You know, I'm still on my P's and Q's and head on a swivel. But I didn't have to worry because of all the people I met during my time in Central America. I met no New Jerseyans and no New Yorkers. I met people from Chicago. There was a couple on the plane that were these Christians from Chicago. They're from Chicago. They actually flew down on the same flight that I did. They wound up at the same resort, and we flew back on the same flight as well. Oh, no. Yes, we did not, because they flew directly home. And so that was that how it went? No, I'm sorry. I met them at the resort, and they were on our flight. They had to do no, they weren't, because we would have taken a cab together, so no. But anyway, and I met another couple from Massachusetts that happens to be from the city my friend is from, and they flew out of Worcester into JFK, and then JFK to Costa Rica, and they were on my flight going back home too. And so, you know, I met people, and I was safe with people I don't know. This young lady went somewhere with people she knows, and she winds up dead on the first day, and then someone's filming it. The filmer, you too, because you're gonna tell us somebody's saying fight back. No, you stop that. Y'all went way to another country to beat your friend down to the ground, and she's naked and break her spine. Yes, I said y'all. Okay, no, I was not there, but all of you are complicit because you didn't make sure she was safe. Then you're all calling her parents with a different story. You killers. That's who you are. Okay? And I'm so mad. Now, that's the first part. The second part of this is personal for me because I have a daughter. And when she relocated out of town, she relocated with a girl who she thought was her friend because she had practiced karate with her since childhood. And she got brand new on her with another girl and locked her out of her place. Okay? And then you want to get live, and I had to call in some chips. All right? Because we don't do that. And I said, look, all your people, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's number one. You could have someone you think is your friend, and they will stab you in the face, and they will hate you just because I got my hand up. I know for sure. I know a lot of people I've run into that I might have swung with for like an hour and a half hated me because they're jealous. All right? And people who even say, oh, she thinks she's all that. No, the truth is, you think that she's all that, and you're not all that, so you're jealous and upset. All right? This jealousy thing is way back in biblical times, in the Bible. All right? You slew your brother because your father had favor with him and not the same favor for you? You killed your brother and then you lied about it. Well, I guess if you kill, you'll lie, right? So, that young lady, may you rest in peace. You did not deserve to have that happen to you. Your parents, I am crying on your behalf. I put myself in that place only because I am a mother. I am a parent, okay? And I'm going to tell you something else. The parents who had these son of a bitches that killed that girl, you should be crying too, because look what your child did. Do I say go turn them in? Nope, I'm not saying that. But I'm not saying it's your fault either. But some of that right there, you didn't teach. Now, I know something about my daughters. They got their own brand of ish with them, okay? But I watch and I see and I'm learning that there's some things about Dad and I that we did teach, that they did pick up. They are nice girls, number one. They're not street whores, number two. They know how to speak to people. They're respectful to everybody except me, but that's the point. We three women fighting it out. And so, you know, everyone who meets them loves them, or they hate them. Everyone who meets them, everywhere they go for a job, they hire them on the spot because they know how to speak okay? And they know how to behave and they have good character. Unfortunately, they have run into some beasts out here, all right? Even one of them had the nerve to call me and talk about, oh, well, you need to rectify it. I said, I don't know who you think I am, but I am not her, okay? And I'm not my daughter. I don't know what she told you about her mama and her daddy, but we ain't them, okay? You think that because we speak well and we live halfway decent that you could call me and tell me what you want to do? What? You ain't talking about no streets. I'm not in the street, but trust me, I am not her, okay? Now what you gonna do is get off my phone before I get on a flight, all right? That family did not deserve to be going through this. And now the FBI is involved. Good. And I hope they extradite your sorry asses for beating that baby girl down. Beautiful. She had her own business. She was well-to-do. And she made a fatal mistake of thinking y'all her friends. You, especially the boy, your little girl boy, all right? You hated her more because you want to be her. You know why you want to be her? Because you can't. Because biologically, you weren't born that way. And I'm going to go here. All you people who see this is going to say, oh, she's talking about the gays. No. So I know a lot of people that are gay. Homosexuals. Okay? I don't know why. I just know that. And they're not around here killing people and trying to be who they're not. And beating their friends to the ground. Okay? Because they can't be a woman. You mean you so jealous of her that you let your friends, your other friends, beat her to death? And you're telling, fight back, fight back. No, you jump in and you stop the fight. You're a big old man. Okay? And the poor thing didn't have any clothing on. And then her parents got to go and figure out how to get her out of Mexico. You come home with her clothing. Why? She don't need that shit no more. And you went home and you sleeping? Then you went to her house with your mother? Oh no, you wasn't going to be leaving that house in one piece. You could believe that, because my emotions alone would have jumped in that ass. My baby, that baby. You know, we raise our kids and we do our best to have them be the best kind of people they could be. But I still say it, I'll say it again. Sometimes you got to put a little street in that ass. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean you have to be fighting in the street. You have to let them know what's up. And we let our daughters know what's up, and still. One of my daughters had a family that she was friends with who didn't like her mother. I said, when somebody don't like your mother, they don't like you. Okay? And that family was so trifling. The mother was stupid trifling. The mother used to hide feminine napkins from her daughters. How trifling is that? Oh, but I really like your daughter. No, you don't. No, you don't. Plus, they kept themselves so poor to be able to get something, but quick to talk about who's ignorant and don't have a college degree. Your college degree ain't doing nothing but dusting up your house, because you on welfare. Okay? But your husband smokes and drinks himself to death, but you quick to talk about people. Stop. And those are the people who want to be friends with my daughter, telling her she's ugly when they look like a bunch of baboons. And my daughter's so freaking pretty, it's not even funny. She's so beautiful, she don't even realize it. And then it's natural beauty. And she tries to wear these wigs, and I was like, why do you do that? I think it's kind of a stylistic thing. But everybody sees her, both of them, and they're like, oh my gosh, who are your parents? Then they see a picture of dad. Little girls at my house the other day. Oh my God, your father is so fine. I'm like, does this little girl know that was my husband? Right? And then she's like, oh, mommy, she's crazy. She was even talking about Brill, and Brill is her brother, her father's son. And said, oh my God, that's your brother. Is he single? And my daughter said, he's 40. I don't know if he's single, he's 40. And I started laughing because he is 40. I'm sorry, I do burst out into laughter over some things, but this is not a laughing matter. This poor thick girl, may you rest in peace, honey. Your soul will be rested. You did not deserve it. And when you come back, you're going to know and you'll be better. You know, I think poor judgment is amongst us all, but still, you did not deserve that. It's fucking heathens, okay? Yeah, I'm cussing. My forehead got hot. I'm actually on my way, you know, doing something. I'm always going to take care of some business. But the point is that, you know, I had to mention that. Yeah, and it should get some. Everyone should talk about it. And if some of these things are so unpleasant, we don't want to talk about it, right? But you should, because I'm tired of hearing our young people being murdered in the street. You mean she got murdered with friends? Who did it? Who invented the word frenemies? What? I'm so angry that I'm gonna behave like a friend enemy? No, you got to pick a side. Pick a goddamn side. G-O-T damn side. Pick one. You either my friend or you my enemy. And if you're my enemy posing as a friend, you real bad. Okay? And that's another reason this container chick rolls solo. Now I'm gonna tell you, I met some grown people, right? Tell me I got here in 20 minutes. I was gonna say 8 minutes. I'm just beating. Who I know are not equally yoked with me. The Christians were quick to say, don't marry someone who's unequally yoked. I get it. And yoking also has to do with your friends. Some people are not your friends. Oh, this one's cool. They're from the same city I grew up in. But guess what? All of them get high and you don't. You don't yoke with them because you don't get high. All of them drink and you don't. You ain't going to be at the bar with them because you don't drink. All of them do heavy drugs and you don't. Why are you hanging out with them? Birds of a feather, they do flock together. You don't see any lovebirds flying around with pigeons. You don't. You don't see any doves hanging out with hawks. They want to live. You don't see any elephants hanging out with freaking, I don't know, porcupines. You don't. Okay? Why are you trying to hang out with other tribes? Another tribe is also someone who's not like you. Okay? Come on. You had no clue that these people was pigs? And then there was 7 of them, right? And she was the 7th wheel. Now, I've been the 3rd wheel in a situation, but I tell you what, it was by choice. And I also drive myself wherever I'm going. Well, you want to go to this thing? I'm like, I don't know. Let me see what's going on, right? Like, okay, cool. Oh, you can ride with Mary, and Mary said, no. I ride with myself. And I don't really try to give nobody a ride there. Now, if I'm there and you're trying to get a ride home, if you are going towards the way I'm going, you could get dropped off, maybe, depending on the mood. All right? But no, I roll solo. All right? And in my solo-ish, I pick myself up and I take myself the hell home. Nobody got to put gas in my car. None of that. All right? And I remember my sister-in-law, to be at the time, can you take us XYZ? I was like, all right, fine. So she's like, I don't want to go this way. I need you to turn that way and do this. I said, no. I'm going the way I want to go. Oh, and I pay people to take me where they go. They have to follow. So I'm going to give you $10. You're not giving me anything. That's number 1. I didn't ask you for $10. That's number 2. All right? This is not a taxi service. My brother was cutting his eye like, oh my God, she's going to hurt her feelings. No, I'm going to tell you the truth. All right? If that hurts your feelings, then it is what it is. So with that being said, baby girl, rest in peace. I wish this was about you and your business blowing up, you know. But it hurts. It hurts me as a mom. I don't know what else to say. But I tell you other ones, guess what? Your little nasty asses about to pay. You about to pay. And do not throw them in jail here. Throw them in jail in Mexico. All that weave and all them lashes and all them nails gonna be bit the hell off when the Mexican chicks get to you and men get to you. And you don't speak Spanish. I bet you be speaking Spanish and talking differently when you on locked up abroad, you bastards. Okay? I am pissed. Later.